In today's video, I'm going to cover all the basics on how to sample, so that you can make a sample be beginning to end, even if you're new at this. So I'm going to show you everything in FL Studio, but this applies for every DAW, so follow me regardless of what DAW you're working with. So let's start. The first thing that you want to have is a sample, so this is my sample. The sample is actually quite fire, and funny enough, I actually recorded this sample while the band was playing it live, so it's a fresh one, man. The first thing that you want to do when sampling is understanding what tempo the sample itself is, and how you do it is pretty simple. You just want to tap in your tempo. So in FL Studio, I've got this thing which is called Tempo Tapper, and by tapping in, you can understand what tempo you're actually tapping. This should be quite accurate, so well, it's not the perfect tempo, but it fits, so I'm just gonna stick with this. Obviously, we're gonna flip it afterwards. So next thing you want to do is cut 4 to 8 bars of the sample, so that you can have a long enough loop to work with. And I personally recommend cutting off 8 bars, but if you just have 4 bars of the sample, that's good enough. So here the bars are going to finish, and a little tip is you can usually understand when 4 or 8 bars finish, because if there is a chord progression, usually where the change of the chords is, or where basically the first chord repeats, is where the 8 to 4 bars finish. Basically we're left with 2 pieces. I'm going to show you what I'm gonna do with it later. Next thing you want to do is take the sample, put it on stretch, and then stretch it out to fit the bars. So if you cut it from bar to bar, it should fit your tempo. I'm just going to go here and export the sample, and how you do it in FL Studio is go to mixer, click this record button of the master track, hold Alt R, and then click enter to record your sample. So the next thing you want to do is arrange the chops. So in FL Studio specifically, you've got this tool which is called Fruity Slicer, and it lets you arrange the sample in a lot of different ways. So you just double click the sample, right click here on the waveform, and then you should see open in Fruity Slicer channel. Click that and you get this thing right here. So by default, the chops are not arranged in a specific order, so you just want to go here on this cut tool, open it up, and on the drop down menu you should see beat. Click that, and now on every beat your chops are gonna be sliced. Then how you arrange them is, if you go to pattern, you should see this, open it up, and you get the piano roll. Basically every note of your piano starting from the 5th octave in this case is a chop of the sample, so you can play with them on your keyboard or just arrange them by clicking them and get a feel on how you want to arrange the sample. So how I like to do this is usually by repeating parts, or by just switching parts of the sample, maybe from the end to the beginning or vice versa. And yeah, there isn't really a specific rule, just try to be creative, and if you find a pattern that you like, just stick with it. But before doing that, I want to change the pitch of my sample, and you can do it straight from Fruity Slicer. Firstly, turn the attack up, then here you got this pitch shift knob, and it allows you to pitch your sample without affecting the length or anything. Before actually pitching it, I want to understand what key my sample is in. So it's pretty simple. If you've got a tuner, you can use it, but if you don't, I'm going to show you the manual way. So open up a piano plugin, then just put my octaves up because it's easier for me to understand the pitch. Let the sample play, then play with my notes to see what notes fits the best. So yeah, A fits very well with this sample, and because it's sad, it's not a happy sample, I think the key is A minor. Okay, so I've got this pattern laid down. This is how it sounds. So if you listen closely, these notes here don't really make sense, and that's because I want to reverse them, and you can do it in Slicer. You just go here and find the 14th chop and just hit reverse. Okay, so I'm also done with the second part of the sample, and now that I'm done, I am just going to render them out just to work with them as an audio file because I don't know, I like it better. And now we're going to the second part of sampling, which is actually putting effects on the sample. And the effects that I like to put on my sample are pretty simple. I put on them some vinyl because I want to make them feel a little more vintage. And then you can put some other effects such as like glitching effects. I like to use shaper box. Okay, before continuing, I have to make some drums on top of this. Oh, God! Okay, so far I like the beat turned out, but I feel like we can do a little bit more. So I feel like I can spice up my sample by just adding some other melodies on top of it. I don't know, maybe some chords like that. Next thing, maybe some vocal chop. Okay, I feel like we're almost done. Let's do the 808. Let's try to pitch it again just to see if it comes out even better. Yeah, I like it one semitone up, so we're gonna pitch everything one semitone up. This thing came out insane. So if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, link is down in the description, or at Yangariess with 3 S's, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.